Hello, hello, hello. Welcome or welcome back to Raven's Escape Crafts. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. We talk about yarn crafts, give you updates on what I'm working on, and we talk about life stuff. Sometimes books too, which I have not, still have not finished my book from last time. It is over 800 pages though, so um, we'll get to it. I am getting close though. I am, let's see, 689 pages in, so I'm getting there. But this has been a longie, and I haven't had a couple days where I didn't really read a whole lot. So I know it's been a minute since I did a video again, which I'm trying to do at least once a week. But life, Um, so, yeah. So let's talk about projects. I have been still working on my hacky sacks, but my fingers need to break. That cotton is, and all that little counting and stuff like that. So I had been taking a little bit of a break. So I made this. This is cute. This is actually inspired by Fiber Spiders. What was it called? Mobius wrap. Although I didn't actually use this tutorial. I just kind of started watching the video and then kind of can't, like, saw how he structured it and then went on and done my own thing. So it is loosely inspired by Fiber Spider's Mobius wrap. So if you want to make one similar to this, you can check out Fiber Spider's channel, and this is the Mobius wrap. This I did a little bit. I'm not sure what stitches he used, but I didn't use the same size hook. I did more stitches. Mine is a row of double crochet and a row of twisted doubles, alternating. And this is cool because you can wear it like as a hood, okay, or you can hold. Don't look, my hair's a mess. Okay, let me fix it a little bit. I knew it was gonna be a mess from. Okay. Alright, let me fix my hair, and I can show you the rest of this. Whew, I got old lady underarms, that's for sure. I remember being younger and thinking like, oh, my mom has that flabby underarms. Ew, I'll never have that. Yeah, well, so much for that. And then, have this, and then you can wear it like as a scarf, which I thought was kind of cool. But then you can also squish it down around your shoulders and wear it as a wrap. And he basically said you could do as many rows as you wanted, and then let's see if I can get up a little bit higher. See, and then it's like a wrap, so it goes over your shoulders. I know, it's the middle of freaking summer, so not exactly the time for a wrap, but I do like to keep the air conditioner on because I need to be cold, so, yeah. So, I finished that. I take pictures of that for thing. Oh, I finished some more granny squares. Now, I just gotta figure out what to make with them. So I'm going to be working on that, hopefully one of these days. I gotta work on some more hacky sacks. I need to work on some face scrubbies one of these days. I have so many projects to work on. I have to make some witch hats because I'm running low on those. What else do I need to work on? Oh, I want to make some, I've shown you guys some of the belt pouches I make for like Ren Fair and stuff like that, and so I have some like scrap yarn, and it's just kind of, I'm getting quite the stash of it, and it's not enough for like a whole big project, so I'm thinking of making some belt pouches and then sending them as free gifts with any kind of Renaissance wear that people buy. Any of my hoods, capes, even like a wrap like this, stuff like that. I thought this was cute. I like the colors on this one. So, yeah, so I've been working on that. And last night and today, I've been working on my sparkle hood a little bit. It's going to be a hooded cape. Um, I had started this a while ago. I think I showed you guys like weeks ago. I was working on that, so I'm working on this again. Um, I did see, in case anybody in the Yarny community is interested, Yarn Inspirations has fireworks back in stock right now. Now, it does say it's going to be a minute till it ships because of they're still behind on orders, so I don't know about the likelihood of getting Biddy's Stripes fireworks and making something by the 4th of July, which of course is the big celebration this year in the U.S. So I don't know, but you can always make it for Labor Day or for next year, whatever. But if you're planning on, I know it's been out of stock. Because I looked at it, I had, and when it was well, the first time, or right at, I don't know. Well, the one time I looked at it, it was out of stock, and then I was like, well, I have so much yarn right now. I'm on a yarn buying ban. I'm trying. I mean, I keep seeing stuff I want to pick up, but haven't. Last thing I got was that big Yarn Inspirations order I showed you guys. So yeah, I don't know why this thing is flickering in and out. Try to stop it. And so yeah, so I'm trying to work through some of the yarn I have because I have a ton of it. I have a ton. I really need to get stuff made. I need to get stuff posted. Let me tell you, like, it's hard when you have all the stuff you want to do and your body is just like, you got to give yourself grace, and that's not easy to do for me or most people. So yeah. So let me give you update since last time. So I had a rough weekend last weekend. Oh my gosh. I was in a lot of pain over the weekend. I don't know what is. I think some of us is weather. It's hot. It's been getting hotter. And because those couple of days this week, it was a little cooler and I did not suffer so much. But over like last weekend, it was so hot. Oh, and not great. I suffered over the weekend. I really did. And then, I'm trying to think when I talked to you guys last. It's been a minute. But, well, we'll get into. So not too much exciting's happened since last time. I did have my pain management appointment. Let me tell you. I am so frustrated with doctors at this point. I am so frustrated. With doctors. I am so frustrated. So, anybody who's followed, I was in the hospital in September. Since then, I have seen, a podiatrist that told me there's nothing wrong with my feet. I've seen 2 OBGYNs who told me, one who told me that what I'm going through is perfectly normal and that my problems have nothing to do with OBGYN stuff. And another one who said, well, and I have never heard from again. She was supposed to, and I know, I should call her, but I don't know that I ever want to go back to her again. She's the one who insisted on putting me on birth control, and then when that messed my system up real hard, she put me on progesterone to stop my periods, and then said they were going to follow up when I was done with my progesterone. I never heard from her again. And I don't know that I want to call her because I don't I mean, even if I could get her to want to do something, I don't want her to do surgery on me because no, I'm not comfortable with that. Um, so I need to find another OBGYN. And then, of course, who else have I been to? I don't even know at this point. So finally, I got this point with pain management. Okay. So, and I know, I mean, my physical therapist is like, you should see an endocrinologist and a whatever, it's rheumatologist, and because he thinks maybe the rheumatologist could help with like why I get so swollen and so painful all the time. I don't know. Of course, I need referrals to them through my family doctor. Trying to get her to refer me is a whole nother thing. She keeps wanting me to like take one step at a time. So she would refer me to pain management to start with this current thing. So I went to pain management on Tuesday, hoping that they could help with something. And I get he was young, which is fine. I don't mind a young doctor. I mean, I like young because like I consider sometimes depending. But like I'm always hopeful with younger people that they're ambitious. Like they want to help and find and do. Now, let me tell you the whole story about this. So, my poor husband took off all day work to go to this pain management because this is the first appointment they could get was on Tuesday, or I had to wait till July. It was the only appointment they had available. And it was 11 o'clock on Tuesday, and he's like, well, say hi to Mando in the back. Mando, you're on camera. Say hi to everybody. So I took the appointment. He took off of work because he said like 11 o'clock is like the middle of the day. Like till he leaves work, takes me, we get there, come home. We didn't know what all was going to be involved in this appointment. It's not far away, but it's like 20 minutes away from the house. So, 40 minutes to at least drive with no traffic, So we get there. And we go in, and the nurse asked me like 3 questions, like, are your medications the same? Allergy? Do you have any allergies? And, what's your pain? Today, right now. Okay. So I gave her that. Now, I wasn't in a whole lot of pain, so I was honest. I told her like a 4. Because I wasn't in a whole lot of pain, because I was in my wheelchair, and, whatever. So then she's like, who are of course, my husband and my aide are with me, because my husband had to drive me. My aide has to be with me while she's at work. So, and I considered asking one of them to like stay in the waiting room, but I thought, well, who do I ask? Like, do I ask my husband, who was nice enough to drive me, who is supporting me through all this, who sometimes asks good questions, who I like to hear what the doctors say so that, or, and then, of course, my aide, who's like with me all the time, she knows what I've been going through, like, constantly. She sometimes asks good questions. So I'm like, I'm not going to ask either one. It's kind of rude for me to ask either one of them to stay in the waiting room. So they both came back with me. So the nurse is like, so who's with you? Because the doctor likes to know who's going to be in the room. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's nice. Maybe he's like, wants to acknowledge everybody, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, this is my husband, Todd, and my aide, M. And I'm like, so, and she's like, oh, okay, he just likes to know. Okay, so he comes in. young guy. Says, what are we here for? Okay. So I told him a little bit. Like, it really wasn't, didn't want to hear a lot. So I gave him a brief overview. Okay. He goes, well, I'm not quite sure why you're here. There's certainly nothing I could do. There's no imaging. I said, okay. Well, I had the x-ray. He goes, oh, an x-ray doesn't show us anything. I don't know why you're here without imaging. I don't know. Because the doctor sent me here. Talk to her. He goes, well, you should have had imaging done before you came to see me. Like, I can just go somewhere and say, hey, can I get an MRI? I think I might need one. I mean, look, I'm not trying to be mean, but my husband and my aide were both like, he's like, so I can't do anything with that MRI. I'm like, okay. He's like, because all the x-ray showed was that you have arthritis, and at your age, that's not a surprise. I know, I'm old. I understand. I hate when they say at your age, at your age. So, you could just say something like, well, we see a lot of people with arthritis in their back, or at some point, most people get arthritis in their back. You don't have to say at your age. And again, I'm not even 50. Crazy. So, he says, yeah. So he's like, and he's standing there. He's standing there with his arms crossed. Not like mean, but like uncomfortable. And he keeps like, and I'm talking to him. My husband and my aide didn't say one word. They know. I'm not the kind of, as much as I would sometimes like it, I also I don't want my hand held. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would like a little bit, but like, then I get irritated too, like if somebody tries to step in. You know what I mean? Like, it's my health. As long as I can, I would like to be the one to talk to the doctor. And I think we all, husband and aide, understand that. So, they're not saying anything. They're just sitting there listening, right? But yeah, he keeps looking at them. Like, what? Do you think they're going to rob you? I don't... They're just sitting there. Like, ignore them. Talk to me. But he wasn't talking to them. He was only talking to me. But he's like... Oh my God. So he's like, well, I do shots. Like, and then he's like, well, I primarily do shots. We need to look to see what's going on, and then we'll look at what's going to work for you. And he's like, so, he goes, so, what have you tried? And I'm like, I said, I've had physical therapy at home for a little bit, and I said, it's not really helping. It's not making anything better. I don't know if it's making things worse, but some of the exercises he's giving me are making me more bendy. Like, I can feel some of my joints loosening up a little more. Some of them were things I was afraid to try because of all the stiffness, but they are actually helping that kind of thing. But the pain, the swelling, the pain, that's not getting any better. So, in fact, that's getting way worse when I do physical therapy. Okay. So, he's like, well, you shouldn't be doing at home physical therapy. You need to do outpatient physical therapy. I said, okay, that's fine but how do I get there? I can't drive. He goes, well, why can't you drive? I said, because of my legs and feet. He's like, you should be able to drive. And I'm like, no. I'm like, my feet hurt. They're ultra sensitive. So I can't necessarily press down on a brake pedal with the force that I should be able to. Besides the fact that they're so swollen in the ankles and stuff, and they're stiff at this point, where I can't actually bend them properly like this. They go like if this is your leg when you're standing, they go like this, and that's it. That's range of motion. He's like, well, you should still be able to drive. And I'm like, plus, when I get these, like, lightning strikes at my leg, my whole leg jerks. Like, what if my foot's in the gas pedal? What if my foot's in the brake pedal? My whole leg jerks. And he's like, well, you're going to need to be willing to go to physical therapy. I'm like, I am willing to go to physical therapy, but I'm not. Like, my husband can't take off work and take me to physical therapy a couple times a week. So, either we work with my guy at home who is willing to take, instructions, or we send me somewhere and you find me a way to get there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's that. So then he's like, well, I don't know what we're going to find. I do injections, which might give you some help. I can't fix it if it's, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, back surgery is the absolute last thing. I'm like, I don't really want back surgery. I've heard horror stories about back surgery. But, again, I said, I don't know. I'm not thoroughly convinced that it is 100% my back, that it could be something with gynecologists with, female part problems. And he's like, oh, I don't know anything about that. You'd have to talk to your gynecologist about that. Okay. But if I have adenomyosis, which he didn't know what that was, I had to explain it to him. I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to be one of those people, but I'm willing to bet if it had something to do with Beans and Franks, let's just say, he probably would know that one. So, I said, but, like, my uterus is like, swollen up to the size of, like, 12 to 15 week pregnancy. Couldn't that be a problem? He goes, well, I don't see why it couldn't be. I'm like, I thought you guys were the spine specialists. He's like, it certainly could do something. I've never seen it, but it could, I suppose. I mean, it's at the right spot. Okay. We're going to get positive again because, so I'm going for MRI on the 23rd. So, like, of course, I had to ask him for something because I am terribly claustrophobic. I was always a little claustrophobic when I was a kid. I did not like my face being covered with stuff. And then, to make matters worse, funny story, my brother used to he knew I didn't like that. So he used to love to like shove things over my face and like hold it over my head. It just made I have such terrible claustrophobia now. Now again, I'm not like, I think I've talked about this before. I'm not like the kind of person who can't be in like an elevator or something like that, but like small spaces, not cool. So I had to. So I'm like, well, is there something? I'm like, look, I said I'm very claustrophobic, and he's like, well, there is something called an open MRI, but there's not gonna get the good images like the closed MRI. I'm like, he's like, it's just not going to be as clear, and we might not be able to tell what it is. And I'm like, well, I said, look, I'm willing to do what you think is right, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to need something. I'm not the kind of person to ask for something, but I'm going to need something if you're going to stick me in a tube. I cannot, I can't do it. If you're going to shove my whole body into a tube, we're going to need, like, you guys have stuff, okay? You know what I'm saying? So finally he's like, I suppose I could prescribe you a Valium. One Valium. I'm like, that's all I need. Just one. Just something. So that when they go to put me in the tiny little place that I'm going to feel like I can't breathe, I'm going to not care so much. So the funny thing, there's the funny. So of course, I'm a little nervous about going for the MRI. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm going to put on my big girl panties like I always do, and I'll do it. But I'm not happy about it. Let's just put it that way. So, I want it done. So I'm like, okay. So I go out and, he's like, well, the people out front can schedule you. So I go to the desk and she's like, oh, I can schedule you. Okay. So she's like, asked me all these questions. Like, she gave me this thing about questions. And I said, the only thing is I am claustrophobic, but I already discussed that with the doctor. And she's like, okay, so he's going to, what did she say? Oh, he's going to prescribe you something. I said, he said he would. So she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, it's not that bad. She's like, I had to have one. She's like, I psyched myself out so bad. And she's like, and then it was done, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I freaked out about this so bad. Okay. So, I'm like, that makes me feel a little better. And of course, my husband had one. Now, he's not claustrophobic. He's like, it's really not that bad. It's really not that close to your face. It's not, So I'm like, all right. And then, of course, my son had to have one on his head. So, of course, his head was, like, fully in there. And he's like, Mommy, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. And he had to have two because he had to have it regular and then with contrast. So he's like, it really wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I'm like, okay. But yesterday, my physical therapist comes, Brian. PT Brian, I call him. And he's like, oh, MRI, that. He's like, I hope you like having something this close to your face. Like, barely, almost touching your nose. Hope you're okay with that. I'm like, he's like, oh, it's like going in a little coffin. I'm like, why would you say that? Why would you say that to me? But I mean, he did. Well, I did it a couple times. So yeah. So I talked to him, like, just like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that to somebody? He's interesting though. He's okay. All right, hold on. Oh, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys, that I've been making so many negative videos lately. I'm trying to not. I am trying my best to muddle through all this, to wade through it. I'm being honest with you. I could really use a win at this point. I just feel like like riding like I told my physical therapist yesterday, I was using the little pedal thing, it's not a bike, it's like a little floor pedaler. I'm like, this is how I feel like my medical stuff's going. Like, I'm spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. He left me on that for freaking 20 minutes yesterday. And I'm going nowhere. Like, so I'm trying. I don't want to be negative. I try to keep a positive look on things. I try to sit here and enjoy what I can and enjoy doing things. Um, and listen to my music and watch my YouTubes and watch my TV shows. And we just finished the final season of The Boys last night. Oh my god, that show that show was something else. It is not for the easily offended, that's for certain. Um, there was a new line, if you've watched it, that I can't think of her name. The girl that was became the vice president said in the last, I think it was the last episode. There's a line. Oh my god! I just looked at my husband. I was like, and oh my god! And some of Jeffrey Dean Morgan's lines, classic. And oh my god, the episode. There's an episode in the last season with, if you guys are Supernatural fans, with Jared Padalecki's in it, Misha Collins is in it, uh, um, with of course Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy, and Seth Rogen's in it, and I'm trying to think, there was a couple other people. I can't think of all, but like, of course, it was like the Supernatural group, together again, and I was, oh my god, that one was really good too. So we watched that. That's on Amazon Prime, and then now I heard the last season of The Bear is out too. I'm gonna be sad. I love that show. So like, it's just like, no, all these seasons, all these series are ending. I just finished watching the end of Outlander the other week. Now I just finished watching the last season of The Boys, and now the last season of The Bear. I was like, oh my good shows. Although Below Deck Mediterranean just started, so yeah. Captain Sandy and Aisha. Oh my god, if you watch. My favorite thing on episode 1 was because they're in Croatia this year, and Aisha is the chief stew, and she's like, "Oh my god, we're in Croatia." I'm Croatia. I'm like, oh my god, I just love her. I love her positive, bubbly attitude. I just adore, and I adore Captain Sandy. She's just a girl boss. Yeah, so that's what I've been watching, stuff like that, and my YouTube stuff, and listening to some music, reading my Digital Color Carl book. Haven't seen too much other yarn news, crafty news. My husband and kids are all excited because their new Warhammer thing comes out soon. They're gonna be possibly able to get it a little before early. They're very excited about it. So, they won't be doing a video on it until, because it's not supposed to be until the 20th. But they know the one store that they go to a lot knows that they have a YouTube channel, so they were like, well, if we get it early, you can come get it, and then you can start recording videos so that you have them out for the 20th, so they might be taking a little trip tonight, which I think is really nice. The communities, that's the cool thing with some of these communities and stuff like that. That's really awesome. And I don't think I made a video since, did I make a video since maybe I did. My husband and kids were at Comic-Con. Yeah, it was, I don't think so. Maybe I did. Yeah, I think I did. I just don't want to keep telling you guys the same stories, so I don't know too much else. A lot of exciting stuff has happened this week. Oh, well, last funny story. So yesterday morning, my aide texts me, and she says, "Oh, my kid's last day of school was yesterday, so now they're happy. Now they only technically get today off, Thursday, and then tomorrow they tomorrow they have to do graduation, which is like all day. So, but then they're off of school, and then they start their jobs not too long after that. So, I'm not sure when, but we'll find out soon. They're gonna send them information soon about when they're gonna start working. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, no, I don't remember. I just lost my train of thought. I'm telling you, oh, all this stuff and this pain and it is making my. It makes it hard to think about stuff sometimes. I was gonna tell you guys about something. Oh, I know I was gonna tell you. So I've been telling you guys about this agency that I have for the home health. Hand to God. So they switched my coordinator again, and whatever. I don't deal with the coordinators all that much. So yesterday morning, my aide texted me. She was like, "Oh my God, Susan, I missed the bus. Is it okay if I come in late, catch the next bus?" I'm like, "That's fine. That's fine. Extra hour for me to myself in the morning isn't the worst thing in the world. You know, I'm tired." So she's like, "Okay, no bigs." So then she called. So she called me at like 7:45 or like 7:50. She was like, "Oh my God, I missed the bus." Okay. So then there's not another bus until 9:15. So I'm sitting here and it's like almost 8:30, and she calls me, and I'm like, "That's weird. Like, why is she calling me?" She's like, "Susan," she's like, "I just got the weirdest phone call from Emily." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "She said that you called and said that that you don't want me to come in today." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah." She calls me up and she's like, "Well, Susan doesn't want you to come in, so can you take another shift for me?" And she's like, "What? Why would she say that? I just text her. Like, I just was texting with her. She knows I'm coming late." She says, "I missed the bus." She's like, "Well, apparently she's pissed off because you're late all the time and she doesn't want you to come in today. She said she doesn't want you to come in." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, so then she's like, "Well, are you going to take another shift or what?" And she's like, "But I just saw." Wait, she goes, I said to her, "Wait, I'm going to call Susan because I don't understand why she called you and said that, because I just texted her and she said, no problem." So she's like, "Well, I don't know what you did. It's probably because you're late all the time." And she's getting pissed off about it. And she's like, "But Susan and I talk. Like, I know she's cool with this and stuff like that, you know." And she's like, "No, apparently not, because she called up. She was pissed. She called Jennifer." And she's like, "Wait, why would she call Jennifer? I don't like Jennifer. Like, she's the one that I used to have as my coordinator and, like, screwed everything up." So she's like, "Well, why would she call Jennifer?" And she's like, "I don't know. She called Jennifer and told her she didn't want you to come." So then she's like, she hears Jennifer in the background go, "Wait, who are you on the phone with?" And Emily's like, "M, right?" Which is my aide. And she's like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Wrong Susan." It's different Susan. Yeah. So she was listening in on the other girl's conversation, overheard her say my name, so thought she could tell her, like, "Oh, she's mad at you, blah blah blah," and like send her somewhere else. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Like, she overheard a conversation and immediately calls her, like, and tells her that about me. Like, thank goodness we have a good relationship and that she knows Because if not, she would have gotten really upset with me. I swear. I mean, that was funny. That was funny to me because I'm like, what? Why would I go and say that? Like, ugh. Like, I have her. I mean, does she have her flaws? Obviously, don't we all? But like, I'm comfortable with her now. She does. She knows my house. She knows my kids. She knows my husband. Like, I'm comfortable enough. I can take a nap if I need to while she's here. You know, these other people, I don't know them. I can't really even like lay down, get comfortable. I feel like it's hard having somebody new in the house. Like, why would I? Ugh. And to God. So, on that note, I am going to sit here. I'm going to watch little shows because I'm tired. I'm so tired. I have not slept right. It's much pain. Ooh. And they're like, oh, you need to get more sleep. I know. Maybe if I didn't hurt all the time, I could actually get to sleep at night and stay asleep. So, yeah. So, I'm going to try to do something nice for myself today. I'm going to sit here and enjoy some television for the first time today and just relax a little bit. Maybe take a nap. I don't know. I might. It's only a little after 3. I hope you do something nice for yourself today. I don't care what it is. I hope you do something nice for yourself every day. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week. I will see you soon. I appreciate you all. I love talking to you. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, as I do, choose love every day. Love yourself and love other people. Bye, everybody. Have a great one. See you next time.